Thank you so much for staying tuned. Join us right now in the studio. He is an entrepreneur, political analyst, a politician. Join me to welcome Ojo Imafidon. Ojo, welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate you coming. You came tag late, you know. You came late. So I wonder what that is. I wouldn't want to go into that. All right. Well, to show you what is really going on in the society, one of us went to a filling station to really get to feel the pulse of the people, and you get to see fuel attendants rejecting old Naira notes here in Benin City due to the confusion of the information being disseminated. Nobody know which way to really go. Take a look at this clip. We'll be right back.
They said all they carry old money. I don't know they call it filling station. They say no old money. When government say on the 15th, when I say no, they carry old money. They'll cast now this money now. Don't worry. Where the name of the filling station? Where the name of the filling station, Augusta? Where the name of the filling station? F. Morris. Along you see your here. It's all they carry old money. So see, look at all the crowds. They want to buy fuel. They said they will not carry out money. When the government said on the 15th.
And what just happened this morning because of the confusion, misconception that people are like, you know, having get to hear 10 is a deadline. You get to hear no 15. You get to hear Supreme Court, you know, pronouncement. You get to hear the elders meeting and talking about so many other things. What in the world is going on for a petrol station to start rejecting old currencies? Despite the fact that a pronouncement was made, and you heard the 15th of February, today is just 12. Well, Honorable, you've spoken at later. I'll come to you. Let's get to hear a little from Ojo Imafidon. You saw that clip. I know also that you know about the meeting of the elders, the 7 presidents and ex-presidents. They came together to really talk about this issue. They made suggestions that, look, the old and the new Naira note should coexist for this particular point in time. But here we have a filling station saying no to the old Naira notes. Take it up from there.
Well, first of all, I would blame the filling station attendants, because right now everybody in this country, we don't really know the way forward. You understand? Fine, the Supreme Court made an injunction the other day that the old Naira note should be in circulation pending when the hearing is over, which they gave 15th of this month. And for me, these Naira, because it's not, we didn't start redesigning our currency today. Even during this, after the Civil War, when we changed from pounds, using pounds, to Naira, I don't think what is happening now happened then. But because they have there's this political, should I call it political undertone, or because the main reason the CBN governor is doing this is very clear, it's obvious. There is a targeted, probably candidate they are trying to frustrate, which I know.
That is also an assumption.
No, because it's very obvious. Even during Jonathan era, Jonathan changed our 100 Naira notes, and we didn't feel it. We didn't even know if they changed anything or not. And the old Naira, old 100 Naira, before, I guess it left let's say it left the public probably last year. I don't know if you understand. So we are supposed to be using it together because the people in the aim of affair in the central bank, probably they have their own reason, and to me it's a selfish reason, which I don't really want to go into all those details. Because even if you want to change your old currency to the new one, there are ways you do it that it will not affect the poor masses. Because the main people that are suffering now is not even the politicians, it's not our leaders. Because these people, they have ways of accessing those new currency. The people that are suffering it now, they are the market women, they are the aboki man that is selling an onion, which you can't imagine you buying maybe onion from someone, maybe 200 Naira, and you're expecting to accept transfer, or you're accepting to have a POS. So those are the people that has even affected, that is policy that they are bringing up that is affecting. And now, the other day, the governor, which for me, they are trying to maybe work on these POS people that are charging exorbitant prices. But you don't blame these people also, because this cash is not in circulation. Go to banks. Banks will tell you they are paying 3,000 naira or 5,000 naira. So these people, they also buy it from these same bank managers. So why don't we go after these bank managers? Because CBN said they printed billions of naira. So where is the cash? We have bank owners in this country which they distributed it to each banks. So those bank chairmen or the bank managers are supposed to be the ones that will be in problem, not even the POS people.
The banks are the problem. All right, you heard him. Over to you, Honorable. You've given us an insight on what is really going on right now. He's fingering the banks, the problem, and of course talking about political undertone. Take it up from there.
There is seriously.
And don't forget also about what happened in the filling station because of the confusion.
Let me quickly just talk about that of the filling station.
Okay.
Because I had experience. I interviewed one of the POS operator and she told me that where they normally now get money is from the fuel attendants. They buy money from them. 10,000 naira, they use 500 naira to buy 1,000 naira to 1,000 to 10,000. Then they will now in turn sell for 2,000. And I ask, how possible? Say yes, that is the reason why you see that filling station attendants don't accept cash. I mean, they don't do transfer. They accept cash from you. I'm very surprised to see that they are even rejecting cash, whether old or new. The reason is because they want to sell this money in turn to a POS operator. We have about 30,000 super agents of POS operators across the country. Majority of the owners are bank managers and bank officials. And the reason why it is like that is because they know the gains inherent from this point of sales agency. I think our country, Nigeria, has one problem. The problem is it is the citizens that are the problem. No doubt, no rational human beings will condemn the merit of this policy, but the timing and the political at home. We are talking about politicians. Let me tell you, most of those financiers of elections, majority are not politicians. They are businessmen and contractors who want to benefit from the government. They sponsor. Ranging from party agent mobilization of members of electorate towards voting. They are the people bringing out the money. So let us not point accusing figure at the politicians alone. After all, Emefiele is a politician. If he was not a politician, how come a sitting CBN governor was trying to contest the president of the country? What power is more than becoming a CBN governor? At that apex, you are one among the leaders of the country. So it's not unfortunate that the problem that is definitely the implementation of this monetary policy is mostly caused by citizens who are trying to cut corners and increase their profit. Take for example, in some markets, I have seen a woman who sells fish. After sales, she will gather money from fellow traders, make transfer to them, sell the money, the collected money now, to a POS to collect, I mean to sell 100,000 naira to POS operator is with 10,000 charge. Then once those people are not selling, they will not sell it for 15,000 or 20,000. Well, I'm telling you, this is fact. So, is it the CBN government that is doing this? Or if not, the chains, the financial chains that are now adding their own money at every point of transaction? You see, a country such as Nigeria, we need a kind of value reorientation. We need to purge ourselves If not, when we are shouting, the leaders are bad. What about the followers? Do we have good followers? Do we have good citizens? The problem is, apart from the fact that we have a kind of institutional weakness and failure, how do I mean? Our institutions, the DSS, the ASCC, the ICPC, what are they doing? How many people are they arrested? Even when they arrest, are they making mention of the banks they represent? They say, Delta manager, bank manager arrested. Does Delta have bank? Instead of you to say, so bank manager arrested for fraudulent activities. So we have seen in viral video, where some bank officials were scaling the fence, trying to run away from customers in an advanced country. Who does that? The satisfaction of customers should be their pride and joy.
Okay.
But in our country, we are trying to cut corners, make money out of the people, and at the end we say we are giving services. What kind of services are we rendering?
All right. Now, still on what is really happening right now, what do you think Nigerians should do? Because they are like saying, look, we don't know which way to go. We heard 10. Now we're hearing 15. We're hearing everything should work together.
TMI, every opinion counts.
This is TMI. We're taking a look at the General Council meeting, the much ado about scarcity of the new Naira note. I have Honorable Desmond Tugbo and of course Joey Mafidon here with me in the studio, and we are taking a look at events and everything that really transpired. Now, talking about the working together, well, let's say the synergy or the combination of both the old and the new Naira note in circulation. That was a suggestion of the elders in council. The Central Bank of Nigeria cannot print the new Naira note to meet the yearnings of Nigeria. That is where we are right now. Joe, continue from where you stopped.
Well, Wilson, I think after this election, the federal government should at least print a certificate for all Nigerians, at least a certificate of survivor.
Of survival?
Yeah, because we really went through a lot this period. And for me, the problem in this whole currency swap, I guess the main people suffering it is those people that don't, probably, for me, I guess they don't want to evolve with reality of time, you know. Do you know there are a lot of young people, there are a lot of people I know that they will tell you, I don't use ATM card. Because if I use ATM card, all my money, I don't know how I'll spend them. I don't know if you understand. So, and right now, a lot of banks are not working. So that's why, to me, you see a lot of crowds in those banks. Do you know, I guess this is the time, this is the right time. If we have a working government, or if the people in the central bank or that handle our financial issues, if they are really smart, I guess this is the time that this cashless policy they've been telling us about, this is the time they are supposed to have, you know, push the how do I put it, like, this is the time they are supposed to enlighten the people, the masses, about cashless economy. You know, even countries like Kenya, they have what we call M-Pesa. That's mobile money. You don't need to, and a lot of people that use that M-Pesa in that Kenya, they are not, many of them are not educated. You know, when you talk about this cashless economy or maybe mobile money, people will tell you, how can the market woman in the market, how can she use, I don't know if you understand. This thing is just enlightenment, and when you involve people, if INEC can spend a lot of money educating people about PVC and how you vote and all that, I don't see any reason why the CBN cannot invest in that. Now, the Council of State, the elders, they asked the CBN to print more Naira notes. And from what I saw yesterday online, that the CBN governor said there is no much paper to print the new Naira note. So, but for me, the timing of this whole thing caused this problem. Fine, to some extent, you know, what have merit also have demerit. It has really helped in reducing some, like all those perishable goods now. And if you go everywhere now, you see tomatoes and all that, and the prices have reduced because there's no cash. in circulation, and these people, they just want to sell their products and all that. But the way Godwin Emefiele started his own currency swap, to me is the time is very wrong.
You said the timing is wrong.
Yeah.
All right, now you want to use a cashless economy, but the network is not connected. Yesterday had this experience. My last cash, I made a transfer because this thing is painful. They said the thing is like, I was debited, but the person gave, it's like for me to run from my account to my other account to go use the POS to get the money. It's just like, I didn't see the alert. I checked the balance, was like nothing. I rushed to the bank. I don't want to mention name. The staff said, Wilson, I can't even access my system. That was the staff told me. I was like, what? He said, I cannot access my system. You have to just wait till after 7 working days. Okay, when are you going to report it? When I get network. And I've been like that for quite a while now. I mean, it happened. I went to report this Friday, and the staff of that particular bank is complaining to me even that she cannot access her own network. So how can Nigeria survive, Honorable?
You see, that is why I said the sources of any policy depends on the implementation of same. If CBN had thought it wise to accommodate all the stakeholders that will make this cashless economy or this monetary policy seamless, we would have called a meeting of all the stakeholders connecting to the implementation of this cashless economy or cashless policy to make sure that they all contribute their own idea and suggestion on how to make it seamless. Like I said, I told you in US, they are making arrangements of 15 years arrangements on how to change their currency, to redesign their currency. 15 years. And in UK, they call it Series G. They use 5 years to plan, and they use 5 years to circulate, redesign and circulate. So in Nigeria, what happened to Nigeria? Are we being carried away by the military mentality? Because we have seen in India, they use 6 months and it failed. We are using 3 to 4 months. How quick can we get it right in a country that is the most populous country in Africa? So we should think of, first, the CBN should have called network providers or the Telecommunication Commission, the FCC. Call them to a round table. Look, we want to enforce hook, line, and sinker this cashless policy of a thing. We want to delve into mobile banking. We have seen that when you make some certain transfer, there are what we call transfer failure or transaction failure. How do we mitigate such a occurrence? They will say, okay, let us upgrade either from 4G to 5G first, so that the connectivity will be very smart
and fast.
So that this issue of I made transfer is hanging. It doesn't get to the destination. It has left the point of transfer. So I think I equally faced such challenges. Like I said, since on the 6th of February, I made the transfer. They debited me. But as I speak with you, I'm here to be recredited. So, an indication that there is a kind of a failure on the part of a synergy between the CBN and the network provider. Now, not only the network provider, is there a clear-cut arrangement of where members of the public can complain to if there is any problem like this? Because even the banks you are complaining to, they are telling you that they are equally being faced
the same network issue. Do
you know it is easy for banks to think that we have network issue if they don't want to dispense cash? they will tell you we have network problem. Sometimes if I go to bank and I have network issue, what my bank this account officer told me is to give me money first and say, okay, fill the form, drop it, when network come, you will see the alert. How many people can do that? You see, all these are what the CBN should have done to clear the doubt. Yes, there is professionalism. You know, when this currency started, especially those people in the banking sector now, I mean those in CBN, a lot of them came in just newly. They are not conversant with the challenges that the CBN faced. You know, when you know where you are coming from, you've been able to project to the future. So I am appealing to CBN, if at all the Supreme Court did not pronounce that you should allow the old and the new naira to be used side by side, come out with a policy. Nothing stop you from making such pronouncement, because the same radio that announced that war has started will also announce that the war has ended. So you as the CBN management, they have a lot to do by way of allowing both the old and the new naira to be used side by side, because even in the CBN Act, there is no provision from A to Z where a time frame is fixed for this naira swap, this currency swap. It is the discretion of the CBN government that will determine the time within which to swap this old for new naira note.
All right.
So it is when you make policy, policy makers should also take the masses into consideration.
Okay.
If you make policy and the policy become anti-people, and you are pushing it without regards to the people, you are the worst policy maker. And that policy has automatically become anti-people, and that is no longer democratic.
Okay.
So it is now your lot to make it having a civil face, having a human face, so that the essence for which that policy is made can be achieved.
Now, before we call it a wrap on the show, what's your advice right now? Because people like contemplating, they're thinking about it. 10, 15, we don't accept old naira notes, we should accept it. Scarcity, no network, you get to do transfer. So I would say that I've not seen it, but been debated already. How do you think this should be handled or faced at that point in time?
First of all, what was the reason for redesigning the naira note? They said because of election, vote buying. And like my brother said just now, when we started, he said we have the ICPC, the EFCC, and all that. Now, if these people in the ends of affairs, they are not brain dead, let me put it like that. Now, what's the CBN's business with vote buying when we have even the Nigerian Armed Forces? Let's assume the president really wants to conduct a free and fair election. Why can't you just announce it that, okay, fine, anybody you see sharing money in any of the polling units, arrest this person
And prosecute them.
and prosecute the person. Anybody you see, you can even go on there and say, if you are in any polling unit and you see anybody sharing money, if you can collect the money from the person, you will know Nigerians, people are hungry. So why would you punish us because you feel this is the best way of curbing vote buying, when you can just alert the armed forces and the policemen that anywhere you see anybody sharing money, arrest this person and prosecute this person. So for you to now use CBN to punish, because they are punishing us. They are punishing us. This thing, what they are doing now will never affect the politicians. Never. So my advice is they should go back to their drawing board and think the way forward on how to stop this madness. We are suffering. Since I came to this world, this is the first time I'm hearing a country buying their own currency in that same country. Not even maybe they are buying it from somewhere else, in that same country. So they should go back to their drawing board. The CBN governor, I don't know what he's fighting for. I don't know, his main aim of doing all this. They should go back to their drawing board and restructure this whole problem they put us into.
Thank you so much, Ojola. For the Honorable, briefly, the way forward.
The CBN should step up their capacity to print more money. 300 billion out of the 2.7 trillion cannot exchange. 300 billion cannot exchange 2.7 trillion. Over 80% of this 2.7 trillion has been retrieved. They are left with 900 billion. So, in a nutshell, they should print more money, extend the period of this swapping exercise, and allow the old and the new money to be used side by side. It is not the period, the short period that you want this thing to be done that matters. The success of it at last. Targeting politicians in any policy will not do the country any good, because he too is a politician. So don't throw away the baby and the bathwater. What happens if at the end of the day election become inconclusive? INEC cannot mobilize their staff and materials, as well as security men cannot also mobilize their staff to control the exercise. Note also that national population census will be conducted this year. So all these are to mobilize the populace. And if we want to achieve success in all of this, we must do this monetary thing seamlessly in order to achieve the needed goal.
All right.
After all, CBN is there for the people. The people should also be taken into cognizance while rolling out policy.
Thank you so much. You've heard both of them, because right now some are saying Wilson Travis of Nigerians may just continue deep into the election. We are saying God forbid, because this thing is too much. It's really getting too much. You don't really know what you are doing. If you are still in tune with the old or the new, you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes want to make transfer. What is the probability that the person you transfer the money to will get the alert after you've been debited? I mean, I went to go like Wilson, sorry, I cannot even access my system. No network. Haba. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today's show. Let's keep watching. Our own duty is to inform you of what will happen, because it's already happening. It's emotional already. The last decision, whether the CBN, the Supreme Court, the presidency, you just name it. The most important thing is that this hardship should please just be over with, because people are really suffering. Bye for now.